So, hello and welcome you back to Let's Play Harry Potter 2 on the PlayStation 1. And this looks familiar.
Said to follow the spiders.
Where are they?
Well, clearly not here. But there is a slug.
A spider.
They're almost like spiders, right?
Oh, they're slugs.
Don't get too close to them when they're still disappearing, because you will get hurt. It's a little bit weird like that, but it does that. And what the fuck is wrong with this lighting? Like it sometimes decides to go to that venomous green. And it is in fact important to charge your Vermilius spell whenever casting, because you can let it go earlier, it just isn't gonna work.
Jesus Christ, how horrifying.
Well, we did find a spider, alright.
Yeah, and it's a fucking machine gun spider, Jesus.
And he's from... That spider has fucking exploded.
Yeah.
And now there's two of them. How lovely. Thankfully you can still chip damage them like most enemies.
I like how the game reminded you can lock into things here.
I mean, it's weird that they would actually do that this late into the game. Especially
Just
since
in case you forgot.
Especially since it doesn't do that for any other enemies most of the times. Yeah, sure. Though do remember you can only use each one of these cauldrons once, because obviously there isn't enough ingredients.
Not enough buttons.
Sloth brain mucus. May as well get it. I mean, it's not like the level design is made for you to come back to places.
Right.
Or rather, I mean, it's linear. You're just supposed to advance. They do make a nice distinction between where you're supposed to be going and where you're not supposed to be going. It's always fairly obvious, where it's like, oh, there's this really boring path right over there, and then there is a fucking gigantic ass tree with a hole and a spider web.
I don't know, man. I have to go the boring path. I'm not much for excitement.
Exactly, and you always want to go to the boring path. That's the point.
Oh, damn, sneak attack snail. Jesus.
Stand where I point, look upon the waterfall, and you shall see the light.
Excuse me? Where? Oh, the sign.
Thank God that Harry can actually read that. Now you have to
Also,
cast it
that
from...
is a Sega Genesis ass waterfall right there.
Yeah, it only needs like a pixel missing in between each and every one of them to create a checkerboard pattern, which would look like a actual transparency effect on a CRT TV, but it doesn't work like that on an emulator anymore, so people are like, what?
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Why does Harry burp every time he eats a chocolate frog?
I don't know, have you seen how large they are?
I guess.
And not only are those invisible, they also break. I do not know what happened there.
Neither do I.
Thank you.
I'm not sure why Vertimilius was necessary there, but you know.
No,
okay.
like it was the most standoffish piece of the wall you could ever make.
Right.
Okay, here is another extra little location. with another extra little pot and another extra little card.
Albus Dumbledore.
And this
Does
is
it
the
also have a
Dumbledore.
fucking book on it?
I don't know, but I will make sure to record that part tomorrow.
Good. Man, I can't wait to spend all these beans.
All of them.
Yeah.
Now this part is pretty damn evil, because you can barely see it. What you're supposed to do
Oh.
is cast
bullshit.
Verdemilius twice.
Bullshit. What? That is fucked up.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing things like that when actual objects in the game look like they're being like they're supposed to be invisible due to
Right.
clipping. It's just like how remember that one thing that I in the PC version of this game where it was like oh, this one painting is different because your targeting ridicule does not show up on it. No,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to make that sort of distinction when your game is as glitchy as that.
Right.
Especially since that has never been established to mean anything. And another thing which was like targeting that owl in the in that one level.
Yeah.
Oh, and now we have our Metal Gear section
Oh yeah.
against trolls.
Jesus.
This is actually where following the spiders becomes quite relevant.
I'm a bad troll. A very bad troll.
The trolls have perfect vision, like straight up, straight on.
Oh boy.
But they can't see. But they can't see anything to their left or right, or behind them. As per usual, I get interrupted.
Go forward, guy.
You do have to get a little bit of distance before, because they're a little bit random when they can discover you. But those stones, for example, are here for a reason.
Yeah. Good. Good design.
Mm-hmm. And these little, cul-de-sacs as well.
Little alcoves.
Yes.
You can hear about us spiders.
I did still have them discover me on some occasions when I was here. But that was just it felt kind of glitchy though. Also, this is actually where my first playthrough of this game has ended, because my PSP, the game crashed on my PSP, and I was like, oh, I guess this means this game just does not work on the PSP. And I played it on an actual PS1 with a fresh laser, mind you, and still crashed on some locations anyway.
Oh well.
And here I actually just cut out a whole bunch of attempts, because this one gets pretty tricky. Because there are two trolls. Thankfully they are synced with each other, But yeah, this one you actually have to follow. Instead of hiding in places, you actually have to follow him, because otherwise you will not get anywhere. And he has a very inconvenient path. It gives you very little time to actually get where you need to get, without the other troll discovering you.
Right.
Which is nice, because you know, this is almost the end of the stealth section, and you know, it makes for a good challenge. And this last section is kind of a little bit of a fuck through. Just a little bit too many variables, but you just need to get lucky. It's very short. Not quite enough.
Who is it?
I'm a friend of Hagrid's.
Huh?
Hagrid's in trouble. That's why I came.
In trouble? But why has he sent you?
They've taken him to Azkaban. They think he set a monster on students.
I come from a distant land. A traveler gave me to Hagrid when I was an egg. He cared for me, kept me in a cupboard, and fed me. When I was blamed for the death of the girl, Hagrid protected me. Now, I live in the forest.
So do you know what did kill her?
The thing that lives in the castle is an ancient creature we spiders fear above all others. We don't speak its name.
Okay, I'll just go then.
Go? I think not.
Alright.
I know I've said it already throughout all these versions of this game, and I even said it during the book and the movie, but why does this thing want to kill you?
It's like so counter proving its point.
Right.
So, there are 4 gigantic fuck me colorful branches. And
And your
there's a whole
targeting
bunch-
system won't let you hit that spider.
No. I actually don't want to. Because here's the thing. Once I kill another spider, he will spawn more. So you may as well just keep one. Eventually, I think he will spawn another regardless of anything. But I didn't actually know that. For 100%, just like I said, my first playthrough ended on the troll section. And you can actually simultaneously work on a couple of these branches, it's not a problem. The targeting system will actually, like, once you get back into the vicinity of the one you have been targeting at before, it will retarget it automatically, it seems. But very few games did that. The only one I can think of was Parasite Eve 2. And see, here I accidentally killed that spider, and he's going to do that. I think you can actually make him destroy his own branches, but you know, you can also do it yourself, so why would you bother? Especially since, well, until I killed with the last of his children, it was so much easier.
I know, right?
But their pathfinding is a bit lackluster. You can get them stuck behind something rather easily. like right there.
Dead.
Yeah, no.
Why would you follow him?
Because, do we ever make good decisions?
The car screeched to a halt, and Harry dived inside.
Hurry up, Ron!
The door slammed shut, and Ron didn't need to touch the accelerator because the car was already speeding away. They sped out of the hollow, branches whipping the windows as the car wound its way cleverly through the widest gaps, following a path it obviously knew. After 10 noisy, rocky minutes, the trees thinned and the car stopped so suddenly they were nearly thrown through the windscreen. They had reached the edge of the forest. Harry and Ron arrived safely back in the Gryffindor common room.
What was the point of going in there? What have we found out? I'd like to know. That Hagrid never opened the Chamber of Secrets. He was innocent.